to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is 2,000 points. It's Orcs versus Blood Angels. We plan to play a two-part epic encounter here. So fighting across this AdMech terrain, craters, buildings, ammunition, crates and containers. But it'll be across this terrain here that the Blood Angels will take on the Orcs. Alright, so 2,000 points of Blood Angels here. I plan to run them in both of the games, and then Aaron Allen has happily volunteered to take control of the Orcs. So it's a battle-forged army here, it's a battalion detachment, also a Supreme Command. Got lots of HQs here in this revamped Blood Angels list. It's chapter approved, 2018. I've added in a librarian with the spare points, and we're going to play the beta rules for bolters as well. So we'll start with Lazarus Dawnhammer here. It's the Smash Captain with the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. Wings or jump pack for him. He is the Warlord, giving him Gift of Foresight. So combining that with Death Visions of Sanguinius, he'll ignore wounds on a 5+. He also gets an extra attack on the charge. Then I've given him the relic, the Angel's Wing. He'll ignore Overwatch and he gets to reroll charges. So just some added bonuses there to make Lazarus Dawnhammer more potent. Next HQ is the Sanguinius. He's in the list as well with the converted wings from the Age of Sigmar, just to match those two winged HQs together. I'll run through all of the HQs here. There's a librarian as well, combi melter gun, and a force axe for him. And then I'll cover psychic powers in just a moment. Regular Space Marine chaplain here as well. There's another HQ. Yes, and the other HQ here is the librarian Dreadnought with his Dreadnought close combat weapon and the Force Halberd for him as well. So there's a Sanguinary Priest as well, just a standard Sanguinary Priest. Then to fulfill the battalion, 1, 2, 3 units of troops here, it's Space Marine Scouts, bolt pistols and combat knives. Here these are all armed with bolters, and then bolters for this squad, and the one on the end has a heavy bolter for them. Sanguinary Guard is the elite's choice, 6 of those, all with the Incarmine swords, and 2 of them carrying the Infernos pistols for them. Terminators here, unit of 5, Thunderhammers and Storm Shields for all 5 of those. And then finally it's double Storm Raven gunship. They're both armed the same, 2 twin las cannons, 2 twin melters, the rockets, and also the Hurricane bolters on those as well. Pivotal units here for the Blood Angels. These 2 flyers need to try and keep them alive and dish out as much damage as possible. That's the Blood Angels list. I think they're outnumbered 3 to 1 here in this fight, but hopefully a lot of hard-hitting potential with them. The way the league stands at the moment, Blood Angels definitely need some wins here if they can, but they're up against one of the best performing armies so far this season. The Orcs, tough enough, but we'll see. We'll take a look now and see what the Orcs have in their list. Alright, so you can barely fit them on the screen here. It's the Orcs, 2,000 points. They have done very well here in Season 7 so far. But a fresh test for them against Blood Angels, a new revamped list for them, and updated for chapter approved. The Orcs here. So, Battle Forged, this is the command points, Battle Forged, a Vanguard detachment, a Spearhead detachment, and a battalion. And then one of those command points has already been used to purchase a second relic. So for the battalion then, 2 HQs, it's the War Boss here, it's Gut Ripper. He's the Warlord. I've given him Brutal but Cunning as his Warlord trait, and the Killer Claw. So it's the 4 damage, no minus to the hit rolls for his weapon. He is a killer there, nicely equipped, and he has an attack squig with him, and then also a combi rocket launcher. Then the big mech on the bike, just here is taken from the index. Big chopper and a custom force field mounted on him, just to provide that 5+ invuln save. Then for troops to fulfill the battalion, 1, 2, 3 units of 10 boys, all armed with sluggers and choppers. Big chopper for each of the knobs, and then each of those has a dedicated transport. It's an Ork truck with big shooter. Then the Spearhead here, it's looking for heavy supports. It's 1, 2 units of 3 mech guns. They have the custom mega cannons. Then the other heavy support choice here is the Bonebreaker Battle Wagon. 3 big shooters on that, Grot Riggers as well, just to do some repairs. Kill Cannon on top as well, and also the death roller there to make that potent on the charge and in close combat. Then the Spearhead HQ is Napoleon Git Smasher. It's Big Mac taken from the Index, custom force field for him and Big Chopper. His job is to look after the guns, provide that invuln save, and also to do repairs. Then going on to the Spearhead, so it's heavy supports. HQ is a Zog, so it's a war boss on the bike. Again, taken from the Index, stack of guns for him. Power Claw as well, and then I've given him the Lucky Stick relics. That's the second relic purchased for this army. So elites, 4 Mega Knobs here. There's Killsaw Carl with 2 Killsaws, and the rest armed with custom shooters and power claws. Another elite is Gut Stitcher here with his Grot Orderly and a power claw. So that's the Pain Boy. And then 2 units of Tank Busters, 2 units of 8. They're all armed with the rocket launchers. I've taken 2 squigs in each, bomb squigs in each of those units as well. And there's trucks. Going to use these Looty Wagons as trucks here. So just big shooters as the weapons for them. But that's the list here for the Orks. They've taken on a number of foes so far and have triumphed. They've done well. But against Blood Angels here, we'll see how well they cope against the firepower and close combat ability that the Blood Angels have. But Orks can match that quite easily. They definitely have firepower and close combat ability also. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. So just to mention at this point, the Patreon supporters at gold level, that's Paul Cook and Marcus Anthony, thanks to their support for the SSWG Wargames Club through the Patreon page, and also all of the silver level and bronze level supporters as well. So if you want to help out SSWG, I've set up a Patreon page for them. There'll be a link in the video description below. So we'll go on to scenario and deployment now in this battle. Okay, so we have a scenario here. The plan, Blood Angels versus Orks, always a classic, and both armies with a point to prove for sure. So we plan to play 2 games. First one here on YouTube, and then we'll fight it out again, and that battle will be on the Plus channel. So check out the Plus channel if you want to see both of these encounters here. We're taking a standard mission here from the 40k rulebook. It's the Scouring. There's 6 objectives on the table, and the deployment is Dawn of War here in this scenario. Aaron's chosen his end. He's gone at the other side of the table, so we'll go around there in just a moment. Blood Angels will be here, so 12 inches in, line of dice running all the way across the board, and they'll be attacking in this direction. The objectives, there's one just here inside the Blood Angels deployment zone, one just here next to this generator, there's one just here at the edge of the Blood Angels deployment zone as well, so pretty healthy for objectives, Blood Angels on this right hand side. Then the other objectives will go around the other side of the board here. So just around the other side here, this is the line of dice for Aaron's deployment for the Orks. There's an objective there on the right hand flank, then there's an objective just outside his deployment zone, just in the middle of the deployment zone here for the Orks, and then on the left hand side there's one sort of about 6 inches away from Aaron's deployment zone as well. So not as many as close to the back line for the Orks, but I'm sure the army is going to be heading off towards the Blood Angels to a certain degree. A lot of Blood Angel stuff is going to descend down from the sky, will be flying around the table, so Orks need to be cautious of that. But that's the scenario. Each objective marker is worth 2 points. Whoever controls those at the end of the game, and then one of them is an inferior objective marker. Roll for that randomly. Once the armies have deployed, that'll be worth 1 point, and then there'll be a superior objective as well, and that's worth 4 victory points. So a good number of points available in this game. With the Scouring, it's first blood. The usual rules for that, so it's the first person of either side to kill a unit, and then Slay the Warlord is available, and Linebreaker as well in this scenario. So we'll go on to deployment now. We'll start alternating placing units on the board. Just to mention, the battle mat is by gamemat.eu, so we just roll that out nice and flat, and then a lot of the terrain that we're using in this game as well is from gamemat.eu also. So these generators here, you can see the containers as part of the industrial terrain set. I've painted it up to match in nicely with the Games Workshop terrain. You can see that big generator there, that big building that's from the industrial terrain set as well, and then you can see more of these just here, and these boxes also from that big set that gamemat.eu produce. So I've been painting them up here, and there is a tutorial for them, so if you want to take your gamemat.eu terrain, transform it and paint it up to match in with your terrain, then that tutorial is available on the channel. But it's a great foundation here. This battle mat rolls out nice and flat. Great for our games of Warhammer 40,000. So you can check them out. It's gamemat.eu. So we're in the middle of deployment here. Just to mention the psychic powers. So Unleash Rage, that can grant an extra attack to a unit within 12 inches. And Shield of Sanguinius, that's a 5+ invuln save. Those are the two powers taken by the Librarian. And then the Dreadnought, the Librarian Dreadnought Quickening for him. So extra attacks and 3 inches to advance and charge rolls. And then Wings of Sanguinius, I mean you can move around the table quite quick. So that's the two powers granted to him. Alright, so deployment done. Aaron just put in out the last few of the grots. Well, about 25 of them actually. So let him finish off just at the other side of the board. Deploying the Grand Battery last of all. That's what the Blood Angels are watching to see where that went. But Aaron tactically has held them off right till the end. But here on the right hand side, inside this Stormraven gunship is the Sanguinary Priest, the Chaplain and the Terminators. So they've gone inside there. Unit of Scouts just here, just hiding, and they can control this objective. Then we have a unit of Scouts just through the trees there, hidden, line of sight blocking terrain behind that building, just deploying forwards. That means I've put these characters just behind them, deploying right up to the edge. So the Sanguinius, Lazarus Dawnhammer, and then the Librarian Dreadnought as well. So those three deploying aggressively up to the edge of their deployment zone. I've just put out the homing beacon there for the Terminators. That's just sitting next to the central objective, just inside that crater. And then on this flank, Blood Angels spreading all across the board here, trying to stay out of range as much as possible with the guns, but I'm not sure if we've escaped their range. Their range 36, the mech guns, but we are out of range of the tank busters for now at least. So the Stormraven gunship here, that's empty. And then across here you can see unit of Scouts just deploying next to the Blood Angels container just there, and they're securing an objective as well. So, Blood Angels, you can see the Stormraven gunship just there, and the one in the corner across the other side. Orks then, deploying centrally with the guns. That means that Aaron can have a nice spread of firepower and covering virtually the entire table with these. Napoleon Gitsmasher just deploying in the middle. It's a fearful thing, this battery here. We've seen what kind of damage it can do. So Blood Angels, their strategy sort of revolving around the destruction of these. There's a unit of Ork Boys anchoring on the right-hand side, and then Gut Ripper's mob is on the left. So mostly there's Zog trying to sneak around on that flank just over there, and then Gut Ripper, the Mega Knobs and the Pain Boy as well, Gut Stitcher, are all inside the battle wagon just here. Aaron has kept them all within 9 inches, granting himself the 5+ invuln save from the custom force field here from the big mech on the bike. 2 units of Ork Boys inside the trucks, and the tank busters just parked here. So this cluster getting ready to move out and react to the Blood Angels as the game goes on. So reserves, not all of the Blood Angels units have deployed. Orks, everything's on the table for them. So these here are inside this Stormraven, and then across to the Librarian Dreadnought will teleport in, and then deep striking from the skies, the Sanguinary Guard will descend down turn 1 in their own deployment zone if they need to, and then turn 2 onwards anywhere on the board more than 9 inches away from enemy models. So that's deployment done. The Blood Angels finished deploying first, so that means we'll be on +1 to see who goes first here. I think both sides would prefer to go first. Alright, so we roll our Tau dice, a score of 3, it's average enough. Aaron rolls a 1. So Blood Angels get to go first. This is a good start from them. They need to make an impact straight away. Do we go straight in, is the question, into the Hornet's nest, or do we hold back? Well, decisions to make here. Aaron may well want to seize initiative.
Try.
Yeah, we'll wait till Aaron's rolled this dice before we make any plans.
Nope.
2. No, alright, so Blood Angels will go first, at least here in part 1. The Blood Angels will get to have the first strike in this game. Okay, so the scene is set here. Both armies desperate to make I'd say Blood Angels desperate to make an impression. Orks just want to continue the trend. We'll see if they can do that here against the Blood Angels. We're going to turn 1 now. The Blood Angels will make their move. Right, so we're on turn 1 here, just thinking about how to move here with the Blood Angels. There's benefits to flying straight in here. I can offload a load of firepower, but once you're in the Hornet's Nest, it may be difficult to survive. There's a lot of firepower the Orcs have, so decisions to make here with these 2 Stormraven gunships. Ideally, I'd like to try and keep them alive for as long as possible, so need to think of that. And also timing our assault as well, with units descending down from the skies. Difficult choices here for the Blood Angels. I think with the objectives, we'll maybe focus on killing each other first. But just to point out here, actually, 2 points each, these objectives. This one's worth only 1. We've randomised here, so an inferior objective just here. But the 4-point objective is there, right in the centre of the grand battery there for the Orcs. So a big incentive for the Blood Angels to take the fight to the Orcs where they're deployed at the moment. We'll make our moves now and see what we can do. Alright, so moving done for the Blood Angels. We've gone aggressive mostly, you'll see in just a moment. So Scout's going to hold this objective just here. It's worth 2 points. It means that the Orcs will have to make some effort to try and hunt them down. Then we've moved out of our zone here. We'll go around to the other side and you can see how the Blood Angels have moved. Okay, so moved this one. He's moved across to here to lay down some firepower. We are going to try and go after the guns here with the Blood Angels. And the other Stormraven's gone maximum here, 45 inches across the board. And that's the one with the Terminators inside. It's now sort of central here. Again, going to go after the guns. The Scouts have moved out, and the characters have started moving up. They all made advanced moves. So that's the Librarian Dreadnought, the Sanguinius, and the Smash Captain as well. So that's movement done for the Blood Angels here. Quite rapid from them, and taking the fight to the Orcs, but on one flank. We're leaning on one flank here, as opposed to going down into the dead centre of the Orc deployment. So we'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Blood Angels here on turn 1. Alright, so Psychic Phase complete. Just the Librarian Dreadnought here. Smite went off, and 2 mortal wounds there on the truck. So down to 8 wounds left. Not going to use any of the other powers. We advanced here, so we'll not be able to charge even if we use Wings of Sanguinius and the Quickening. I don't think we're going to be in close combat this round at least, so we'll save it for another time. Just don't want the risk of any perils coming through. So Psychic Phase complete here for the Blood Angels. This is the moment of truth for them here. Firepower next. How much damage can we do? An important point in the game for the Blood Angels already. Alright, so firepower. I'm going to fire the Stormraven gunship here. Going to put all of the Hurricane Bolters, 24 shots in total, into this one. 2 las cannon shots into, no, 2 melter shots into here, 2 las cannon shots into here, and a rocket on each of those guns. So firing up the line here with the Stormraven gunship. We'll see how effective it can be. So I've got 12 dice here, another 12 just there. 3s for hits. Yeah, that's not so good. That's terrible. And then Aaron's toughness here, 5. We'll actually need 5s to wound. Trying to get some more hits here first of all. So it's not so good. They're durable, these guns, but we'll test their durability here. 5s and 6s. So we should put some wounds on. Aaron will make 4 saves here, need 5+, but we'll not destroy this gun.
2.
5+, yeah, so 2. So 2 wounds taken, and they are 6 wounds each, so 4 wounds remain on this one here, so they'll not die. And we need to try and kill them, because otherwise Napoleon will start cracking out his workshop tools here and start repairing them. So 2 melter shots into this one, need 3s. 1 hits. Yo, command reroll. Yeah, I'm going to go for it here. Command reroll. Oh no, please. Okay, right, failed. You must try and wound here. 3+. Okay, the wound comes through. 5 up invuln save now that Aaron will use quite happily. No, no. I've done it to other players using the Orcs, and now history's beginning to repeat itself here. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Right, okay. So we're moving on to this one here with 2 las cannon shots going into that. I can't believe this. Come on. 1 hit comes through. 3s for a wound. It's a 2. Right, okay, and a rocket shot onto each. This gun battery is impossible to kill. Okay, got it. 3s to wound. Yes, right, this is 3 damage, unless Aaron rolls a... Oh. Okay, so wounds on there, not too bad. And then the next one, 3s missed with that. Oh boy. Okay, so that's all the firepower. Loads of firepower coming down. Just 5 wounds dished out here. Got the other Storm Raven gunship. The captain is nearby. He'll grant reroll 1s, so he'll help out with firepower to some degree, but we must perform better than that. We cannot have 6 guns firing at these flyers. Plus the tank busters will be dead if that happens. So we'll try our best to try and bring some of these guns down. We'll go on to the next Storm Raven. So Hurricane Bolter is going to go into here, double melter, double las cannon, 2 rockets, and try and get one of those successful, and that'll take that gun out. Trying to get 4 of them away. That'll really help the Blood Angels if we can destroy all 4. So we'll go for 24 shots into this one. Hopefully, and it should be, the accuracy will be better with the captain nearby granting reroll 1s. So that's all of these. I'll just roll the ones that I can pick up here. Yeah, this is better. And then we'll re-roll the 1s. Just those 3. And another hit comes through. 6s to wound. Oh, 5s and 6s to wound. God. Now that gun's in big trouble here. That's a crazy dice roll. Loads. Alright, so all of those to save. 5 pluses. That's 4 wounds we're trying to get here. Try and bring this gun down. Not bad, but it's going to be enough here. So 1 gun destroyed at least. So it's this M1 just here. Right, so 1 gun down, 5 to go. Those wounds can be removed. So here, double melter into this one. You want both to hit. All reroll 1s, thanks to the captain nearby. Oh yes, thank you, Lazarus. 3s to wound. Just the 1 comes through. 5+ inv save to drive the Blood Angels mad. Again. The custom force field holds. You can see the idea behind that is paying off here. We go for 2 las cannons into this one. They both hit. Come on, 3s to wound. Both wounds. Now there's trouble. 5+ to block. You can't roll 2 5s and 6s. Does roll 1 though. D6 damage. It'll be a 6 to destroy the gun. It's a 5. It's not bad. It's not going to be enough, but some serious damage coming through against this gun just here. 2 rocket shots to try and finish off the gun with 3 wounds already. It's a 1, it's re-rollable. Because the captain gets the hits. That really has helped out here. 1 wound comes through, it's enough. A 5 or a 6 for life and death for this gun. It's a 4. Aaron might want to do a command re-roll. It's up to him. It'll keep a gun alive if he passes 1/3 of a chance. Tempting. Yeah. He's tempted here. Why did I suggest that? Oh, okay, so come through. Alright, so that's this gun here destroyed. So the Blood Angels have killed 2 guns, and it's not as many as we'd hoped for, but at least 2 of them destroyed. Okay, there's 1 wound to pick up here. I might be able to kill off a gun here. I've moved the scouts around. They just did a regular move. They moved, so they're not going to get the beta roll for bolters. So they don't re-roll 1s though, because the captain nearby. 4 of them find their mark. 5s and 6s to try and get the wound. No, plus needed that. Napoleon will start repairs here. These guns have to be destroyed, but we've taken out 2 so far. Just looking around the board to see if there's any other firepower for the Blood Angels. I don't think so. Just double check. Perhaps the Librarian Dreadnought, some firepower from him. So, no, range 12 here for the Dreadnought, so just falling short with his melter gun that he's equipped with. So that is shooting phase finished here for Blood Angels. I would say it's been disappointing. It could have been worse. We've taken out 2 of the guns at least, but 4 of them remain, and the tank busters fresh as a daisy as well. So loads of firepower here. The Blood Angels may well regret going in aggressive here against the Orks. They're able to defend themselves well with firepower. Shooting phase done. I'm not going to make any assaults here at all. There's no charges to take place. The Blood Angels trying to set themselves up for turn 2. So we'll go on to the second turn now for the Orks. The guns prepare to fire back, and Gut Ripper's lads prepare to react to the Blood Angel aggression here on this right-hand flank. Turn 1 coming up now for the Orks. So Aaron on his move here. This is the difficulty that people have faced against this Ork list. There's so many targets to try and chew through. If you go after the guns, which is what I've gone for here, then the tank busters haven't been touched, and Aaron is free to use those, and they could cause a lot of trouble here for the Blood Angels for sure. So not only is there the firepower, there's the combat ability as well. The Orks have also, so they're a very difficult army to take on at the moment, and I think the Blood Angels are struggling here already. Some damage done. I don't think it's enough, but we'll see. We'll see how Aaron reacts here with his movement coming up next. Alright, so movement here. It's very empty at this side of the board. Aaron just continuing some moves as he tries to repulse this Blood Angel's attack. I didn't mention, we have another relic for the Blood Angels. It is Veritas Vitae. So whenever the opponent uses a stratagem, whenever I use a stratagem on a 5+3, regain a command point. That command reroll I used earlier on, I rolled for that, I rolled a 3, so didn't regain from last turn. The bearer is on the battlefield. He's inside the flyer. The bearer is the Sanguinary Priest, so he's the one carrying that relic. So you just saw a truck moving there. Was that just a 12 or a...
It was 15 advanced.
Advanced, right. Okay, so trucks come hurtling up in this direction. Blood Angel's got no protection down here on this right-hand side, just this unit of 5 scouts. Zog has sneaked around the side here. He'll be in range next turn to make a charge here against these scouts if they foolishly decide to stay there on that objective. And then here, this truck's moved out onto... There is an objective under there, isn't there?
There is,
yeah. Okay, so he's moved onto that. Useful. The trucks, once they've done their transporting, they can then be used to grab objectives and so on with them. So that's the manoeuvre that's taken place down here. There's nothing down this side of the board, but a whole load of action across the table. Right, so Orks disembarking from this truck here. Have they advanced as well?
No.
Right, no advance, but just disembark 3, move 5. So they've... Oh, yeah, because the truck was here. Yeah. That's right, okay. And the truck's moved to there on 8 wounds to try and block the path through. So Aaron trying to screen this right-hand side. There is a gap in the middle. Remember, the Terminators are inside this Storm Raven gunship. Then across here, you can do your wounds restoring now. It's at the end of the movement phase, so let's watch Napoleon at work here with his mech tools.
Just the one.
Just the one. Okay, so 1 wound can be recovered. So 2 wounds left on that gun. The rest of the guns have remained where they are. Gut Ripper's reacted now, swinging around towards the Blood Angel's threat. Safely inside, should be safely inside the transports here. Remember the Mega Knobs in here as well. The custom force field here on the biker, the mech bike, moving across. So still the 5+ invuln save being granted. And then the 2 units of tank busters just moving 12. Their firepower in range, I think, of both of the Storm Raven gunships now. The boys that were inside that truck have disembarked and made an advanced move, so swung all the way across here again to try and protect the guns. I think Aaron's plan is to just repulse these flyers. That's the key for them, and then he'll be able to move out later on onto the objectives. But I think this game is going to escalate very quickly here into a bloodthirsty fight, and maybe we'll see the game resolved in the first few turns. Movement done. No psychic phase, so firepower here. We'll watch and observe the Orks as they fire against this Blood Angel's attack. So Aaron's going to kick off here with 4 slugger shots, and the rest I take it going to go into the Storm Raven just here. Just to take pot shots there, alright. So 4 shots here into the scouts, needing 5s. 1 hit comes through, and 4 for a wound. No, okay, and the rest into the Storm Raven. So 6 shots here. Needs 6s. That hits and generates an extra shot, which needs a 6. All right, and then 5 to wound here. Toughness 7. Yeah, it's just 1 hit came through on 6, and no wound. Okay, so that's it. So that squad has done their shooting. Big shooter here going into the scouts. Oh, 2 6s, 2 extra shots, needing 5s. 2 1s, 1 extreme to the other. And then 3s to wound here at strength 5. Both wounds, scouts take a bit of damage here. Nope, so not power armor for them. So 2 scouts brought down. Good shooting there from the truck. Okay, the shuttle bus here, the big battle wagon. Right, so the shuttle bus here, the battle wagon on the bone breaker is going to fire 9 shots here with the big shooters. Going to go into the scouts. And then, oh, sorry, I'm just swing these around here. Oh, look. You can't see. Yeah. And then you've got the big gun here as well. All right, so 9 shots into the scouts. Need 5s. It's a gun platform here, so no minus to the hit rolls.
Just 2. 3, 4.
4. Oh, it's pretty good. 3s to wound. These scouts could be wiped out here. 2. Saved. The armor holds on those. Okay, and then D6 shots going in against the Storm Raven gunship. Not bad, and needing 6s actually for hits here. And that's an extra shot. Okay, 4s to wound at strength 7. Yes, and a 5+ to save. No, 2 damage taken here on the Storm Raven gunship. Right, so yeah, 12 wounds, marked it here, down from 14. Still a long way to go, but Aaron's saving his big guns here. Remember, 2 units of tank busters still to shoot, and these guns could cause havoc as well for the Blood Angels vehicles. Okay, here we go. I'd love to try and keep one of these Storm Ravens alive. If I keep 2 alive, we'll be ecstatic here. But the first gun's going to fire. D6 number of shots. 4. Okay, it's off to a good start here. It usually needs 4s, hard to hit is 5s. 1 hit comes through, and a mortal wound as well. So a wound can be put on that gun that survived. And we'll need a 3 to wound here. Strength 8. No. Alright. It's tempted by a command reroll here.
Yeah, I'm going to reroll that.
3 plus. It does come through. Be a 6 to try and block this, otherwise it'll be D6 damage. No. So all of a sudden Aaron can score D6 wounds. 4. Not too bad at all. All of a sudden we drop to 8 wounds remaining on this Storm Raven gunship. That's the power of these mech guns here. At this rate, this battery of guns might be able to take out the first one, and the tank busters take out the second. I think that's the rate that we're going at here, but we'll see. The second mech gun here.
I'm actually going to change and switch to this unit of tank busters because they're not going to be in
range of that one. Okay, yes. It's going to go after this one here. Right, so 8 shots. Squeaks can't fly at the, or fire at the flyers, so they'll have to wait. Aaron can't use his stratagem, he's inside the transport here, so 6s for hits, and they'll generate extra shots. So first thing, I'll reroll all of those misses. So that's the hits, and then it's going to get 3 shots here, extra. Another hit, and you can reroll those 2. Oh, 4. It would be enough to destroy it. 3s to wound. This is painful here. Oh, not so good. Both sides struggling here. 5 plus to block this. We do. We've survived a whole round of firepower coming in from the tank buster Storm Raven gunship. This one here, remember, it's got the Terminators inside. It's still alive. So decisions now. 3 mech guns left, and the tank busters inside the yellow wagon. It's going to go back to the mech guns here. So this gun, this one, okay, D6 shots. 2 this time, needing 5s.
Nope.
Nothing from that one. Okay. 2 mech guns left. It's like the countdown here. 2 shots. 5s and 6s for hits. Gets the hit, and that'll be a bonus shot as well, which Aaron can fire now, which almost hits. That -1 to hit helping for sure, and then 3s to wound. Gets the wound just about. It'll be a 6 to try and block this here. It is -3. No, and all of a sudden D6 damage. This is where it could hurt here. Aaron's rolled a 6. What a recovery. So we're now down to 2 wounds left on this Storm Raven gunship. It is still alive, but it barely clings on. Barely in the sky here at the moment. Now it's been shot to pieces. 1 mech gun left and a unit of tank busters. He's bound to destroy one of the Storm Raven gunships now. So Aaron's going to stop here. He's going to fire Daka guns here. 6s for hits, -1. And Aaron will then get 2 extra shots. Okay. And 5s to wound, strength 5, toughness 7. Nothing. All right, Darren's just trying to pick up the last few wounds here and save the heavier guns for across here against this other Storm Raven. No, we're not open top tier, so the contents of the battle wagon can't shoot out. Aaron's still on the hunt for the last 2 wounds. He's going to fire big shooters from here, 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 and here. 4 trucks worth. He's going to fire the whole lot, needing 6s. There's 3, there's 4 have got through. Be 5s to wound, it could be enough. 5s to wound, he wants a couple here to get through.
These will be extra shots.
Oh, extra shots, yes. Alright, so one other one. So you've got 5 attempts now to try and get 5s and 6s. So we'll see if you can do it here. Oh, 3. This is a good result here. 3 plus armor save. 1 at a time for effect. It's a 2. I've got to pass both of these. That's a 1. Come on, reroll. Come on, reroll. No, please. Storm Raven gunship comes down. Ah, oh, blast. That was annoying. Let's see if we explode. No, we don't. All right. So, 1 Storm Raven gunship brought down. Good use of the big shooters there. That saved Aaron's heavier firepower. Remember, 1 unit of tank busters still to shoot. And one mech gun left. Is that enough to bring down the second Storm Raven? But we'll resolve this here. We'll see who survives and do the disembarkation moves next for the Terminators, Chaplain and Sanguinius Priest. Okay, Storm Raven gone. It was a valiant attempt to stay alive here, but it's gone. I rolled Veritas Vitae, got a 6, so we kept the point at least. But having used the reroll, I rolled 2 1s there for the models inside, and so I've lost 2 of the Terminators, so just 3 of them left. So, firepower then, 1 mech gun. I think the target is obvious. Let's see how effective Aaron can be. 3 shots, pretty average here, it's not bad. Aiming for 5s and 6s to get hits. The mortal wound instead will come through, and no hits there. So a mixed display, but the potency of those guns is definitely there. Some scary firepower. Once that damage starts to come through and you get the D6 damage, it can be terrifying. So this is it. Tank Busters, they do have the potential to bring this Storm Raven down if they roll well. 6s for hits, and it's all re-rollable here. So he's going to re-roll here. Just the 2. 2 have made it through, so they get 2 extra shots. Another one hits, and the other one's re-rollable. Yeah, right, okay. Storm Raven will survive. How much damage will it take here? 3s to wound. 2 make it through. It's only -2, so 5s and 6s to block here. We do block 1. 3 damage taken. 11 wounds remain on this Storm Raven gunship. It's in a pretty healthy state. Squigs, yes. Aaron declared some squigs into the Terminators. No sooner do our feet touch the ground than these orange or red dogs with grenades in their mouths come heading towards us. Okay. So 2s to hit. Yeah, no extra shots though. 2s to wound at strength 8. They're both wounded, -2. So we'll actually go to a 4-up save here to try and block these. No, sorry, 3+ invuln save, silly with the shields. Alright, so we block both. So the shields keep the dogs at bay here. Those 2 squigs used up. Aaron just trying to... He knows the danger of those Terminators, so trying to use some squigs at this stage to try and bring some of them down. But 3 of them remain. So I think firepower's resolved here. It's been better than the Blood Angels, for sure. 1 Storm Raven down, and I've lost a couple of Terminators. That's a pretty heavy blow, but it could have been a whole lot worse. We have managed to keep one of the Storm Ravens alive, so this game is definitely on for either side. Blood Angels have closed ground here. We've got some nasty characters lined up, potentially to charge in. We'll go on to charges, though, and Overwatch. We'll see what Aaron has available here. He might try and get a charge going here. We'll see what happens. Go on to charges and Overwatch next. Okay, yeah, he's got a charge here. He's going to put the truck into the Terminators. I think the plan there is to try and lock the Terminators down in close combat. That'll buy Aaron a vital turn at keeping them at bay. We'll see if it works. There's no Overwatch there from those, so we'll move the truck in. Okay, so yeah, the charge has gone ahead. We've said that the palm tree's been run over here. Just removing that from play because we keep knocking it over during the fight here. So 8 wounds. So Aaron wants to try and survive here with the truck. It's just gone on the headlong charge into these Thunderhammer Terminators. They stand at the ready though. We could deal out some nasty damage here. Potentially. We'll let Aaron make his attacks first. He charged, so 3 attacks. In 3s or 5s?
5s.
5s. Extra attack though. Goffs.
Nope.
Which misses, and then 3s to wound. Does wound. What a disgrace it'll be if we roll a 1. Close, close, close. Okay, so we'll fight back with the Terminators. Okay, so it's 3s to hit. We'll do rerolls before modifiers here. So here's the Chaplain helping out, and then it becomes 4, so 3 then becomes a miss. Then we're on 3s to wound. Yeah, red first here, charge or being charged. 2s for wounds. God, I'm glad it was 2s to wound. That's going to bypass the armor at -3. So there's actually 12 damage there. Aaron needs to roll some dice and score some ramshackle results here on 6s. So he's rolling 4 dice here. He's going to try and get 6s to make these damage 1. So he needs 666 here. No, alright, truck's destroyed. I'm not sure if he wants to explode, but we'll see what he rolls here. No, okay. Truck destroyed. Terminators have destroyed one of the vehicles. Right, so I just put a mark there where the truck was. We removed it from play because I reckon there's going to be some movement around here. And we've kept the Terminators where we are. We're not going to follow up after that fight, but they've repulsed that truck. You can imagine them just smashing it to pieces as it's rolled in. The Orks wary here of these Blood Angels Terminators. They are in the heart of the Ork deployment zone here. Storm Raven has done its job as they have deployed here just away from the Ork guns. Choices now for Blood Angels. I think they've come off lightly than we were expecting. I was expecting to potentially lose both the Storm Ravens. We have kept one of them alive. And moved up the characters here, and possibly help coming from the skies in the form of the Golden Sanguinary Guard that could descend on turn 2. So Orcs clustering here. Can the Blood Angels crack them open? We've done morale. Terminators, Scouts are fine. Blood Angels, their blood is up. They will attempt to continue to bring the fight here to the Orcs. We'll go on to turn 2 now. Important turn for the Blood Angels in this 2-part epic clash. Alright, so we're on movement here for Blood Angels. I haven't moved models yet, got a plan for them. It is to continue the aggression here, but just taking in the scope of this game. Always a classic, these two, and that's why we've decided to go for a 2-part epic instalment here of Orks, Blood Angels. It goes back a good long way. Not the oldest of combinations on the channel. Orks are one of the relatively new armies here. There's armies that have been around longer. Blood Angels have been on the channel longer, so have the Eldar. But always a classic here to see these two fighting against each other. Question I have is this aggression from the Blood Angels, is it going to pay off? I think it could do. We're poised here, a good number of units, plus reserves that could come in, and I think we really could hurt the Orcs here. It's cost the Blood Angels to do it, coming across in this direction. They've lost one of their Storm Raven gunships, but still, I think there's enough combat power here. It may not look too much, but there's some real striking potential that this Blood Angels force has, and it'd be great news for them. It'd be an encouragement here, because they have suffered already here in Season 7, so it would be great for them to perform well. But it's still early stages here. Gut Ripper's still safe inside his transport, and you can't declare victory until he's dealt with. We'll go on to movement now, see what the Blood Angels decide to do. Alright, movement done here for the Blood Angels on turn 2. Going aggressive here. Terminators moving through, poised to charge in against the guns. We did manage to use the Narfesium and resurrect one of them with a wound remaining, so it's back up to unit of 4. Chaplain and Sanguinary Priest in support also. Coming on from Deep Strike Reserve is the Librarian Terminator. So he's arrived there to grant some powers, hopefully, to nearby units, potentially charge as well. Sanguinor, aggressive play. We know Gut Ripper's here, but we're just going to keep going. And then the Warlord himself, Lazarus Dawnhammer, in the centre of the Orc deployment zone now, having jumped down 12 inches, both of these ready to charge. So the aim is to try and get the guns here, whilst Gut Ripper watches all of this take place. 8-inch move here with the Librarian Dreadnought. Scouts. This squad's going to relocate over towards the objective, and then a squad here with the combat knives and bolt pistols moving out. Sanguinary Guard have arrived. The 6 of them descend from the sky just over 9 inches away from these Orc boys. And the Storm Raven gunship, I've backed off with that. We've gone into hover mode, and we've backed up to here, to lay down some firepower, but try and stay away from the Orks as much as possible. So that's the view from the other side of the table. There's Librarian Terminator, the new unit here for this list. And then Zog's just tucked behind there, sneaking around. So we've made an advance move and pulled away with the scouts. We've had to abandon the 2-point objective, but we've chosen life instead of death here potentially. But 14-inch move plus advancing and still be able to charge. These scouts are not safe here if Zog decides to chase after them. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Quite important now for Blood Angels. They've got 2 Psychers on the board with some decent powers. Alright, Psychic Phase finished. It went like clockwork here for once for the Blood Angels. So the Quickening took place. We jumped 12. Wings of Sanguinius that was. The Quickening has gone off, so +3 to advance and charge, and D3 extra attacks in close combat. And then from the Librarian, we gave him Shield of Sanguinius, so 5+ Invuln save available on this Dreadnought as well. Expecting trouble, don't know where from, but it could be multiple units Aaron could use to try and destroy his Dreadnoughts, just trying to protect him as much as possible. And then finally, we played Unleash Rage for an extra attack, and that's been granted to the Terminators, so giving them an extra attack as they prepare to charge as well. So decent Psychic Phase here from the Blood Angels. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next as we try and soften up the Orks. But you can see here, look, Blood Angels unit starting to break through into the Ork line here. Exciting stuff from a Blood Angel perspective, at least. We'll see how much we can soften up the greenskins here on turn 2, shooting for the Blood Angels. Okay, so some firepower's taken place. 7 of the Ork boys brought down. That was Angelus bolt guns here, bolt pistols and bolters firing through against them. So, beginning to clear this Ork screen. It means that these may not have a target to charge into, but it's just going to try and reduce those down, maybe use those on a follow-up turn. Range 24 gets to about here from the Stormraven gunship, not quite close enough to reach this gun. So we're going to go for 1 set of Hurricane Bolters into here, try and hose these down, and then 1 set into this, and everything else. Double las cannon, 2 melters, range 24 is about here, so we make it in range of that, and the 2 rockets as well. Going to try and take out the shuttle bus if we can. So here we go. 2 melters we're going to fire here first of all. 6 and 5. The shooting's not bad. It is forced to wound though. 1 wound comes through. We'll leave it at that. So Aaron can get a 5+ Invuln save here. He has positioned himself to try and block this.
Yep.
Right, okay. Pesky custom force field. It's made a lot of saves here in this game. 2 las cannon shots. Double 2. Having a bit of James syndrome here at the moment. Missing with these. Oh dear, that's not so good. That's terrible. I've got to get a hit here. I'm going to command reroll this. Got the hit. 3+ for a wound. The wound comes through. -3. So Aaron will get a 5+ Invuln save. Surely not another one. No, he's rolled a 5 again. Custom force field. Right, okay. 2 rocket shots. Stormraven struggling here. 2 hits have come through. 1 wound comes through. It's -3, so 5+ Invuln save again. Can we put any damage? It's a 5 balancing on the rock. Right, okay. I don't know what to say. God, unbelievable. Okay, just Hurricane Bolters to resolve now. All right, I'm just going to fire at something that doesn't have the Invuln save here. So we're looking for 3s. Not very good. 4s here. That was a drop dice. I'll roll it again. Just the 1 comes through. Yeah, so 6 up save for these. Right, so 1 more, but I haven't wiped out the squad. And the last one here. This is into the battle wagon. Looking for 6s to wound though. Toughness 8 for the Bone Breaker. 0. Not a scratch on this scratched up heap of junk. Terrible. A melter shot. Yeah, I'm going to try and put a melter shot into here. 3s for a hit. Oh, please. No. So, Tau dice not working very well here for the Blood Angels. I don't know what to say here. That is a lot of shots going in against this battle wagon. Aaron rubbing his hands together here with glee. He's thinking about a counter strategy. Here, shooting phase has been disastrous. A little bit of firepower left to go, but it's been terrible here for the Blood Angels. They had a chance, wanted to crack open this transport to try and get to the Ripper, but he's safely inside the battle wagon here. Hopefully, close combat may well prove more effective for the Blood Angels. Well, I'll finish off the shooting, a little bit left to go. Right, so shooting phase resolved. Crack grenade thrown here, put a wound on this gun. Brought down 2 boys as well, 2 frag grenades thrown. That was by the chaplain and Sanguinius priest, and a melter gun killed 1 as well. So shooting phase done. Bit of a disaster here for Blood Angels, but they get a second chance now with their assaults. So multiple charges available here. We'll see how much death and destruction we can bring to this Ork line here. The Blood Angels prepare to get their teeth sunk into this Ork line. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. All right, I thought charges were going ahead quite smoothly here, but we just had to interrupt this just to show you what's happened. Charges gone ahead here. I used 2 command points for Descent of Angels. So we've made it into close combat. Had to use a command reroll to make sure they got in. Rolled an 8, so rerolled one of the dice that was a 1, and made it into combat just here with the Sanguinary Guard. They've made it in just about. Across here, no problem, no damage from Overwatch at all. Dreadnoughts made it in, souped up and ready to go. Then we're just deciding about what to do here. We've declared a charge with the Terminators against both of these guns and the boys. That lets them go through here because I can pass within an inch of units that I'm charging. Charges have gone ahead here first of all. Chaplain took a wound from firepower but made it in. Sanguinary Priest made it in. Failed to make it into close combat with the Terminator Librarian. We've rolled up here for Overwatch. Aaron got 5 shots. Yeah. Rolled a 666. He's now going to roll 3 more dice to see how many more hits he can get. Oh, please. 4. 4 hits coming through. It'd be 2s to wound. I've already used the command reroll, so I'll not get to reroll any. Oh, they've all wounded. Oh, this could be disastrous here for the Terminators. Thankfully, we have 3+ invuln save, but these are unrerollable here. So the first Terminator, it's a hit on each Terminator. So the first Terminator, this is the one that got back up. He died. I knew that would happen. The one next to him, his friend. No, he's died as well. Well, it'll stop now. We'll not roll any more 1s and 2s. No, another 1. And surely in the history of this channel, I will not roll another 1. Oh, it's a 4. Okay, so at least one of them survived. Oh, you pesky grots. Shot by grots. I don't know what to say. I am speechless here at this point. Yes, damage here. So hoping Aaron gets 1s. I'm pretty good at getting 1s here. So the first one's an auto kill, Aaron. Yes, it is. Straight away. Yeah. So the second one? The second one is 3 damage, yeah. And the last one, hoping for a 1. No, he's made good work of that. So 3 Terminators gone. Just the lone sergeant remains. And roll his charge distance here and roll a 6. Now he'll make it into one of these targets here. He's not going to be able to take everybody on. Disaster here for the Blood Angels. Unbelievable. Alright, so the rest of the charges have taken place here. So I declared a charge against everybody with the Warlord here, Dawnhammer. And it's everyone here. Everyone's within 12 inches. No Overwatch allowed, so just keep my options open. He's plunged into the heart of this Ork army here on the hunt for Ripper, calling Ripper to come out from his transport, and the Ripper just waits here, ready perhaps to fight next turn. Then the Sanguinius made it in. No damage here from this gun. We've covered this one going in, these made it in, and the lone Terminator we've moved in. He's made contact with both guns just here. That's his priority, to try and cause as much damage as possible. The Dawnhammer's in range of the 2 guns either side, Napoleon as well, and also Aaron's lined up here to heroically intervene with the Big Mac on the bike, with the big chopper, so he could cause trouble. And that's about it. I reckon we need to fight here first. Don't want Aaron intervening, paying 2 command points to fight back against the Dreadnought. The aim for him is to try and destroy this transport if possible. We'll see. We'll go on to combat resolution next. Blood Angels have had some bizarre results here. Disastrous shooting. The charge phase was horrific. We'll see now. Can we finally do some damage here as we go into combat resolution next? We'll see. Okay, so we're going to start with the Dreadnought here. He's on 3 attacks. We're going to get D3 extra here for the quickening. It is 3. He's on 6 attacks. I'm also going to play Red Rampage. It can be played on a character, which this Librarian Dreadnought is. It's 1 command point. I've already rolled Veritas Veto for it and failed, so D3 extra attacks on top of that. One extreme to another 6. So hold on. 9 attacks going to come through here from this Dreadnought. Okay, so 2s to hit with this guy in close combat. No rerolls available. Don't need any, they've all hit here. Alright, so the hits come through. It's the Force Halberd I'm going to use, which is +4 strength on top of 6 is strength 10. And it's AP -4 and 3 damage. So 3s to wound. This is Blood Angels here actually, isn't it? Red first. So 2s for wounds here and 111 but still those have come through, and I think that's going to be enough to destroy this transport here. Each of those is 3 damage. Yeah, Dreadnoughts count for the wounds, so +1 to wound is 2s to wound. So that guy is nasty here. He has taken out 18 wounds on the battle wagon. It's been destroyed. So good work there from the Librarian Dreadnought. Aaron rolled to see if he explodes. Close, but not enough. All right, 5, so no explosion there. Aaron's going to roll up now for these disembarking passengers, but we've taken out the shuttle bus here with the Librarian Dreadnought. All right, so explode or no explosion here. Disembarking outside of that zone, so disembarking in 3 inches. Gut Stitcher, Gut Ripper, and the 4 Mega Knobs have disembarked to here. Dreadnought have kept where he is. He's just turned to face off here. We've got a line-up now. Gut Ripper against the Librarian Dreadnought, but superb from him. Terrifying. 9 attacks coming in and destroying the Bonebreaker in style. No casualties, by the way. Aaron rolled no 1s when these models disembarked. Alright, so Aaron does want to interrupt play. Napoleon there with his big chopper is going to go against Lazarus here to try and cause trouble against him. Alright, so running this from the index here, this big mech on foot. So Aaron will attack with 3 dice, needing 3s.
All hit.
All hit, and there's a bonus attack there, rolled a 6 for Goffs, which hits as well. The captain's been struck here.
7.
3s to wound.
All wound.
Oh, please. Oh, I can pass 3+ Inv1 saves. No problem. So, okay, here we go. One at a time. The first one. No, we'll save our point because surely we'll not fail anymore. Pass that one. Good. Good. And good. All right. So, damage is a straight 2. All right. So, 5s and 6s to ignore, actually. If Death Visions are Sanguinius. No. All right. So, 2 wounds taken. Not so good there against the captain. 2 wounds taken already. Good play there. Good interruption with play, and Napoleon's got some good wounds come through there against Dawnhammer. So I'm just going to fight back now. I wasn't planning to fight here yet, but I've just been annoyed here by Napoleon. So I'm going to put 2 attacks into... 2 attacks into him, 3 attacks into... I've got 5 attacks on the charge here with the captain. 3 attacks into the gun. That's the priority to try and destroy that. Hang on, it's got wounds, actually. It has 3 already. Right, I'll put 2 into the gun and 3 into Napoleon to try and make good work on him. So hitting on 2s, we'll do modifiers in just a moment. Okay, so they've all hit. That then becomes still a hit, actually, because he's starting on 2s, -1. And then 2s to wound. They're all wounded. It's -3. And that's the end of Napoleon. All right, so Napoleon's big chopper drops to the ground. He's been smashed apart here by Lazarus and his Thunderhammer. All right, so that's that one. 2 attacks into the gun. Both hit. 2s to wound. It would be 3s, but it's 2s because of Blood Angels. God, double 6. Right, gun destroyed. 6 damage coming through against the gun. Of its 3 wounds remaining. So this gun here is destroyed. Forgot about an extra attack granted here because of him. He can't help with him. It's only infantry he grants it to. So we'll do the Sanguinor next. Target is to try and take out this gun. Has 2 wounds already. 6 attacks of the Sanguinor, including the +1. He benefits from his own bubble. They've all hit here. 3s to wound with strength 6 toughness 5 becomes 2s to wound for Blood Angels. They've all wounded. It's AP -4, and it's it's total overkill here. It's D3 damage a time, so the gun destroyed. This mech gun's now removed. Okay, so now the sergeant over here. 3 attacks +1 for the psychic power on him. Unleash Rage. 3s for hits. We'll do reroll to hit with the chaplain. So 3s. Reroll this one. Still failed, and that 3 becomes a miss. There because of the -1 to the hit rolls, and 2s for wounds. 2 come through, straight 6 damage, -3. So another mech gun gone here. So that one just there, now destroyed by the vengeful Terminator chaplain, or Terminator sergeant here, the last from the squad. Right, however this game goes, obviously the Orks are going to respond here, but the Blood Angels have ripped a chunk of this Ork army here. These characters tearing holes in this Ork battle line, so pretty good. Combat's still to go. We've got fighting against these Ork boys of these Blood Angel characters. Then across here, 2 Ork boys no doubt will be slain here by the Sanguinary Guard. So just maintaining coherency that the line of these Sanguinary Guard goes in. Aaron has 2 models left, one at this end and one at that end. So we'll resolve this combat here. Alright, so yeah, combat's resolved. This Ork boy slain the Orc Knobs taking the wounds. Not quite enough damage to wipe these out. So that's that combat there. Aaron, we'll get to fight back in just a moment. We've just got the charges down here to resolve next. Alright, so combat's taking place. 3 wounds come through, 666 rolled for them. That was from the Knob fighting. Good fighting, but 666 blocking those attacks. Chaplain took a wound. We took out some more of the Orc boys, just 5 of them left. Not able to get the Knob into contact here, just 3 inches moving up, trying to pile in, but those put all of their attacks into the Chaplain. But he's still alive, but 2 wounds taken so far. Aaron's just rolling up to intervene here. He's got himself a bonus attack with a 6 rolled for Goths, and he's rolling now to wound. 3+ to wound here. 3 wounds come through. 3 up invuln save. This is scary. Shouldn't be scary usually, but 6. Okay, that's good. 6 again. We're back into the good dice. 666. That's weird. Just rolled 666 there, 666 there. I think I declare it officially now. The weirdest dice rolling in channel history. I think this is getting beyond bizarre at this stage. All right, so the shield holds. That's all the combat's resolved. But look at the chunk the Blood Angels have ripped out of the Orcs here. Is it enough is the question. 2 fresh units of tank busters poised and ready to shoot. Aaron could use them to try and pick on characters here. So that's a danger. And Gut Ripper and his bodyguard and his personal physician all lined up here to cause trouble for the Blood Angels. So that's the difficult situation the Blood Angels find themselves in. With the potential response that could come from the Orcs. But that's the scene of devastation here in the centre of the Orc deployment zone. There is a possibility I may want to fight again with one of these units. Dawnhammer, he's probably going to die. I've got 3 command points left, so it may use those last command points just for one final assault before inevitably he's brought down, unless he keeps rolling that. 6s. Alright, so we'll go on to a possible second round of combat from him. Yeah, we'll seek to honour the chapter. Veritas Veto. No. All command points gone. Now, none left for the Blood Angels. We'll put our attacks into the gun and also into the Big Mac on the bike. I'm going to put 3 attacks into the gun. It's on no wounds here. This is the fresh one. Yeah, this wasn't targeted. The other one that was there was the one that was targeted. So we'll go into... Yeah, put 3 into the gun, 2 into it. Alright, so 3 into the gun. So it's 2s, re-rollable. This is the problem here. Oh no, these do hit. A captain, 2 up, -1, those have all hit. Just then. Alright, so we've got the hits come through. 2s to wound, because we charged. Yeah, 2 get through. Save -3, and 3 damage. So gun is destroyed here. 6 wounds needed, and 6 achieved with the Thunderhammer. So you can take this guy out as well. Oh, the glory. 2 hits come through. 2s to wound. Yes. -3. 6 damage. I think he's gone as well. Okay, so target's destroyed here. That's vicious fighting. I think that's the most damage he's ever inflicted in one turn. He's gone on the rampage there and smashed a whole load of hardware to pieces here. Alright, so that's the turn finished here. Bit of morale to do. Orc boys here. Terminators need to do morale. And the Orc boys over here. Just get that resolved and round the turn off. Alright, so morale here. Melted away. Over here fouled by 2. It's 2 Orc boys. And the Terminator Sergeant passes morale on a 3. So the turn is finished now. Situation, I think the Blood Angels, I'm going to declare it here. I think the Blood Angels are ahead at this point. But the Orcs have a turn in favour. A strong position here with Gut Ripper, the Mega Knobs, and Gut Stitcher as well. Decent units that can easily take on these Blood Angels units here, no problem. 2 fresh units, Tank Busters. Their firepower potential is deadly as well, so the game is far from over. But the Orcs have taken horrific casualties here, and the Blood Angels at this point are ahead, for now at least. The game does hinge on these objectives. Aaron still has plenty of resources. He's got an assault taking place on that flank as well. So the battle's far from over. We've got a real fight on our hands here, and difficult to call at this stage. We'll go now on to the second turn for the Orcs. An important turn for them to try and bounce back in this vicious fight. Right, so we're on movement here for the Orcs on turn 2. So much has happened here in this game already. I'm just zooming out here to give you a view. There's not much here at this end of the board, but just to show you spare Orc units flooding around this flank here. They're on the search for objectives. The Blood Angels could smash that side of the board up, but it's all about the objectives here in this game. Aaron's just claimed this one. Zog's just gone 19 blessed inches across the board. Look like a ramp here ready to fly on top of these scouts, so looks like they're doomed. He can advance and charge, he's a war boss. Then over here, Aaron's sitting on top of another objective, so multiple points can be picked up here by the Orks. So the situation is still looking pretty healthy for them, despite all the carnage that's taken place so far. Then this side, or this end of the table here, we're just giving you a view of what's taking place, just zooming out to give you an idea of what's going on. So Stormraven has gone into hover mode here and pulled back just to try and stay out of trouble. Aaron's just making his moves here as he prepares to take on these Blood Angel characters here in combat. So, and then around this side here as well. Now, we are seriously going to start thinking about objectives here in this game. You may well find it's going to be a handful of models left on either side, and whoever controls the most objectives is going to win the battle. Orcs looking stronger there. They swept around the Blood Angels' right-hand flank and using trucks, boys, and Zog to claim points. So whilst the Blood Angels are distracted down here, or busy down here, the Orcs are out picking up those precious objectives. Blood Angels could move on to some as well. There's one just over there that we could go after. There's the 4-point objective here that Blood Angels would like to control. That will put them in a stronger position. But still, the carnage goes on. Tank Busters manoeuvring here, poised to shoot up these characters. I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron's able to deal with all of these. Gut Ripper's preparing to charge. The Meganobs have spun around here, ready to take on the Sanguinary Guard. They should cut them to bits as well. And then Gut Stitcher, just keep him just an inch away. Gut Stitcher's ready to assist as well. So you may well see Blood Angel resistance and their attacks crumble here. I have no command points left. I can't reroll any invuln saves. So yeah, there could be a lot of trouble ahead. That's movement done. We'll go now on to... there's Orc boys as well. Going to try and join in the fight. They've disembarked and advanced, moving in to try and assist here in the middle of the board. It's been a valiant attempt here from the Blood Angels, but do sense the Orcs may well start to break up this Blood Angels attack. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Orcs here on turn 2. Right, so shooting's been taking place here. Customer shooters firing all 2 1s for saves here. So lost one of the Sanguinary Guard. Gut Ripper, where did he fire his rocket?
He fired it in here. No, he didn't. He fired
into him. That's right, and a miss through there. Big shooters firing through, loads of shots, trying to take out this last Terminator, but passed a whole load of 2-up saves. The Chaplain took a wound in close combat. That was some pistol fire coming from the Orc boys in close combat. That's shooting done, except the Tank Busters. So Aaron's declared this unit here is going to try and take out Lazarus Dawnhammer. 8 shots. Can't use the squigs are away anyway. Looking for 5s and 6s. That is excellent. 2s to wound. No, they've all wounded. We're going to go to 3-up invuln save here. Aaron needs to get one of these through, and it'll be a chance for Lazarus Dawnhammer to die. If we survive, this is literally will change the face of the game if this character survives. First one dies a 6. Yes, for the Emperor. The next one. Oh, yeah, he's potentially dead. We'll see if we pass the others. There's still 5 pluses to ignore damage. We need to pass all of these, though. We passed that one. We passed that one. Now, please, for Sanguinius. Yes! So now we've taken 3 damage. We simply need 5s and 6s. I don't have the courage to roll them one at a time. Roll them together. 5 plus. Oh, no. Oh, dear, we were so close and yet so far. All right, that's the end of Lazarus Dawnhammer. What a shame. He could have lived on there and caused havoc in amongst the Orc lines, but it's not to be. He's been taken out here by Tank Busters. Good shooting. 1 unit Tank Busters left. That's game changing, that one there. If he'd have survived, it could have caused trouble here for the Orcs, but he's gone. Slay the Warlord as well, so a really good result there. So this one left to shoot. 8 Tank Buster shots, 2 squigs available as well. Last unit here, the Tank Busters, they're going to fire all of their weapons into the Dreadnought. Aaron will get his rerolls here, so this Dreadnought is in massive trouble. And the 2 squigs are going to go into the Terminator. Aaron's desperately been trying to kill here to get rid of him. All right, so what do you want to do first?
Tank Busters.
Okay, here it comes. 5s to hit rerolls. Oh, whoa, missed. That's pretty rare that happens. But thankfully Aaron has rerolls. He gets 3.
And an extra.
Gets 4. That'll be enough to destroy this Dreadnought here. 3s to wound. 3 get through. We do have a 5 up invuln save. It doesn't really help because it would have been 5+ anyway. We need to pass to stay alive for at least a few more minutes. We need to get a 5+ here. We do get 1. Alright, 6 damage taken, 2 wounds left here. So this Dreadnought's virtually slain. But we stay alive. So Aaron need to think about how to deal with him in close combat. So the squigs now. 2s. 1 misses, 1 hits, and 2s to wound. Does wound. Simply a 3 up invuln save. Yes, roll a 3. Alright, so pass there. It could be the same guy who used his shield last time to block those. Alright, so squigs all used up there against the Terminators. And I think shooting phase is finished now. So situation, Dreadnought's still alive but barely, and no doubt will be in trouble in close combat. Then the Sanguinius untouched, but that may well change. And across here we've lost Lazarus Dawnhammer. So Blood Angels now, I would declare and say that they are losing the game for sure here. Orcs are swinging the game back round in their favour, and they're poised to push that even further now in the assault phase. We're going to charges and Overwatch next. I'm dreading what's going to happen next. The Blood Angels brace themselves here for an Orc onslaught. Now, Aaron's swung the game here. This is good play. So he's managed to respond well to the Blood Angels. So charging in here, just 2 wounds left. Gut Stitcher should be able to finish him off. Charging in here, no damage on Overwatch. Gut Ripper's going to take on the Sanguinius. Should cause trouble against him. We do have an invuln save, but still, I think there'll be trouble enough. Then across here, Aaron, he didn't advance. It was a disembarkation and a move, and then he's rolled an 11-inch charge. So the Terminator here, who I thought was safe, is now surrounded by Orcs to his front, both sides and behind as well. So that's a shame. I really wanted to keep him alive there. So, and then look at the Sanguinius Priestess offering a drink to anyone who's thirsty here. Alright, so that combat continues. He'll be able to move in just there, and not feeling across the other side, way over there, Zog has made it into close combat against the Scouts. He was only 4 inches away. So most Blood Angel units that are alive are now in contact here against Orc units. We're going to combat resolution here as the Orcs seek to blunt this Blood Angel's assault. Right, so the knob fighting here, 3 hits and a bonus attack. This is against the Terminator. We'll capture this, another hit. Oh, we'll capture this collapse here of the Blood Angels. So 3s to wound. Oh, 3 2s and a 1. Happens to us all. Okay, so loads of Orc boy attacks next to sluggers and choppers. Right, surely under the weight of attacks coming through now. So we're looking for 3s to hit with sluggers and choppers. Loads of attacks here. Orc boys, good for plunging into infantry units. So Aaron will need
1, 2, 3, 3 extras.
3 extras, yes, for Goths. Extra attack, okay. So we'll be looking for 4s to wound. I could survive. There's 7, 8 odd saves to make here. Yeah, it's 9 here. Oh! He's gone. Oh, so close. I've got no rerolls left. Tragedy here, but the Terminator can go. That's the nasty unit dealt with there. Survivable unless you're rolling triple 1s there. Shame. Alright, so good play. I was hoping to keep him alive, but he's gone. So Unleashed Rage can go. These psychic powers, they do last through to the following round here. So yeah, closest models. Aaron can head off in that direction. Okay, so yeah, he can push in that direction just there. Okay. So Aaron's going to fight here, try and see the Orcs sweeping through here, just killing the last of resistance. He's going to try and take out the Chaplain next. This is the knob fighting, 3 attacks. Yeah, extra attack coming through for the 6. Yep, so 3 in total. 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through, -1. So 4 up saves. Yes, and yes, the Chaplain stays alive. Down to Orc boys now. 6 attacks. Yeah, 6 attacks, yeah. That's a bonus attack coming through.
Nope.
I like Goths here, just those extra, especially for the more powerful characters, those 6s. Done it again. 2 1s and 2 2s. Alright, so the Chaplain will survive. He'll get to fight back at least. So now 3 deadly combats that the Orcs should win, all 3 of these. Right, so we've resolved combat across the other side of the board. Zog killed 3 of the Scouts, and we did no damage back. We just did our attacks back, just to finish that off. So down here, Gut Stitcher, 4 attacks. Needing, it'll be 4s actually after the -1 to the hit rolls. We could survive. 2 get through, no bonus attacks. 3's to wound here with the power claw. 2 3s, the agony. Our 5+ invuln save, I think that lasts on to next turn. That's from the Shield of Sanguinius to the start of your next psychic phase. Yes, so we'll definitely make use of that if we can. The first one, oh no, and the second one does hold. Aaron will destroy us on a 3+. He's bound to. 3 wounds. Dreadnought destroyed. I'm just going to explode here. No, alright, Dreadnought gone. A deadly loss here for the Blood Angels. He has done really well, that unit, but he's been taken out here by Gut Ripper's personal physician. Okay, so next is Gut Ripper to fight, and then also fighting here against the Sanguinary Guard with the Meganobs. 4 attacks with Gut Ripper, and he needs 2s will be hits.
Okay, that's all hit.
Okay. Ooh, yes, they've all wounded here as well. 2 5s, a 6 and a 4. I was just wondering, there's no minus to hit rolls because of the relic, the killer claw that he's carrying. So all wounds have come through. It's 4 damage a time, so the Sanguinor needs to pass some 4-up invuln saves, or he will become a victim here of Gut Ripper. 4+. Yes. For Sanguinius. No. For the Emperor. Yes. For Sanguinius. Yes. 4 damage. I think he survived. Alright, so the Sanguinor lives. And we could vanquish our foe here. Yeah, it's not over yet. Gut Ripper has an attack squig. So 2 attacks with him. This is Hooligan fighting here, which gets his 2 hits. 4s for wounds. Oh, please. Oh, 1 gets through. It's -1. So it actually takes us to a 3-up save with the Sanguinor. Look, if I... Please, don't roll a 1 or a 2. Oh, it's a 3. We'll just double check here. I think he's got Artificer Armor. Yeah, he does. He's a 2-up save, thankfully. So 2-up becomes 3-up. We've passed just about, but the attack squig almost brought us down. So that's Gut Ripper entirely finished. Here, a miracle here that this Angel is still alive. And now Crosshair will see if we can keep any of these Sanguinary Guardsmen alive with the attacks coming in from the Meganobs now. So Killsword Carl, 4 attacks for him. 4s will be hits because it's -1 to hit rolls. And Aaron rolls 3 4s and a 5. Okay, 2s for wounds. They were wounded. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, so it's going to be it's -3 or -4 here for these kill swords, but whatever it is, it will be trouble here for the Sanguinary Guard for sure. Yeah, it's -4. Blast. 6s. None. He's just slain 4 of them. There's 1 left. That's probably about the best round of combat Killsword Carl has ever done in the history of the channel. And it's brutal, and it has to happen now, doesn't it, at this particular game, at this particular time. Alright, so 3 Meganobs now versus 1 Sanguinary Guard. I could cry. Oh dear, okay. So that will be 9 attacks with these needing 4s. I thought we could survive here, but Killsword Carl has ruined everything here for the Blood Angels. 4s will be hits.
Okay.
After the modifier.
Yeah, that one.
Then it'll be 2s to wound. Oh, 2 1s. 2 wounds get through. 5s and 6s to here because they're -3. None. 2d3. Gone. Target destroyed here. Okay, so I had my dice ready, all happy to fight back against the Ripper. But no, it's not meant to be. Get stuck in, lads. The stratagem. Aaron, happy to spend those command points. He's got 3 left now. Or 2 left in total. So the wording is when it's your turn to pick a unit to fight, you don't have to wait until the end of the fight phase. It's when it's your turn. So we've gone through all of the charges. A bit out of sync over here, but Aaron had the intentions. That's fine. We can let this go through here. But Gut Ripper, Aaron can now select him after all the charges have done their attacks. It's to pick a unit that's already attacked, and then they can fight again. So before the Sanguinor, sword drawn, ready to bring flaming vengeance here against Gut Ripper, but no, Gut Ripper interrupts here and gets stuck into the Sanguinor once again. 4 attacks. Here we go. This is killing me off here in this game. He's got his reroll to hit. Yep. Oh, and a bonus attack for Goths. Yep. Oh, no. 2s to wound. All of them, of course. And invuln saves here. 5 invuln saves required. So 4+ for the Emperor. Passed for Sanguinius. He's gone. And the last of them, dark. Okay, so a total of 8 wounds here from the Ripper. So Sanguinius can be removed from play. That was the last ditch chance there for the Blood Angels to have a decent close combat unit there in the heart of the Orc deployment zone. I guess on next turn the Sanguinary Priest can take on all of this lot here. I think he's just going to nurse the wounded here and give them drink from the chalice of destiny. Whatever it's called. Oh dear. Okay, so Chaplain next. 3 attacks from him. 2s, yeah, they've all hit. 3s to wound the Orc boys. Yes, they've all wounded, and it's 2 damage. I think we just wiped out that squad, actually. So, take that, Orc swine. Gone. Alright, so they can be removed. We'll not consolidate into close combat. We'll just sit there with the Chaplain. Okay, so he picks himself up. 2 wounds left on him. So, situation now with Blood Angels. We do have the Stormraven gunship there. It's a decent firepower still available. Scouts, not going to be much use down here. And a handful of characters. So, we'll resolve morale. There's none. So, Blood Angels now. The Scouts, yeah, we'll do some morale for them. But we'll end the turn here for the Orcs. I think the game's pretty much resolved here. We'll go on to the Blood Angel turn 3. We'll see what they can do. If the Stormraven gunship has a superb round of shooting, there may be a bit of hope here for Blood Angels, but they are on the back foot here, and the Orcs look set to try and mop up any Blood Angels resistance in the area. We gave it a good shot, though. It was pretty impressive. It was great to see the Blood Angels in amongst the Orc line here, but it's not been enough, and it looks like their attack has been repulsed. The game's not over yet. There's still plenty of turns left in the game, just not many models for the Blood Angels, but it's been a bloodbath here so far. We'll go on to their 3rd turn next. So, 3rd turn here for Blood Angels, just thinking about what to do here in this desperate situation. But we have to say, a cracker of a game of Warhammer 40,000. It is always a classic here, Orcs versus Blood Angels. But here in part 1, Blood Angels are struggling. We'll think about what to do. Alright, so, movement phase. I'm back around this side of the table now. The attack's been called off. It's official. So, Blood Angels pulling back. There's a slight chance we could do something in this game. There's a lot of Orc stuff on the table to try and deal with. So, the key here for Blood Angels is the Stormraven gunship. Keeping this thing alive gives hope to the Blood Angels here at this stage. We've pulled out of line of sight, gone back behind the container. The 3-man squad have gone back behind here, so it's going to force the Orcs to come and find them. 5 inches moved here with the Librarian. He's got his combi melter there and some psychic ability to use as well. Sanguinary Priest went 10. 12 inches with the Chaplain, definitely wanted to pull out of trouble, and I've since restored 3 wounds with the Narthesium there onto the Chaplain, so fully back up to strength with him. So I've got a number of characters available here for the Blood Angels. And then the Stormraven gunship, 45 inches max move here. This is still going to be able to fire at full potential. We can't go after Zog, he's not close enough, but the truck here is available to shoot at, and other targets as well. We've pulled out of combat with the 2 remaining scouts, and they've hopped inside the transport here, saving their lives. They're so thankful to be picked up at just the right point in time. So that's movement done for the Blood Angels here. We'll go on to their psychic phase next. Okay, so psychic phase done. Smite went off, 2 wounds caused here on the truck. That's the closest target. And then Shield of Sanguinius, just granting a 5-up invuln save. I was going to try and put it on here, but we're just short of range 12. So I've put it onto the Sanguinary Priest. He's got a little bit of extra protection if he needs it. So that's psychic phase done. Not too much now the Blood Angels can do. Shooting phase for them next. Alright, so firepower resolved here. Couldn't fire at Zog, but we destroyed the truck, so that transport's destroyed, denying one of the objectives there to the Orcs. So this is what we're trying to do here. It's a shame, but laser cannon and 2 rocket shots, 2 laser cannon, 2 rocket shots, 2 wounds left there on the grey truck, almost destroying it, but not quite enough. Wanted to try and crack one of those open to potentially get to the tank busters another time, but we failed there, but some serious damage coming through, and that's about it. So shooting phase done. There's no assaults here at all for Blood Angels. End of their 3rd turn. We'll see how the Orcs can organise themselves, try and mop up Blood Angel resistance in the area. Orc turn 3 next. Okay, movement done here for the Orks. Zog's pulled back. He's determined to hold on to this objective. Holding the objective across there with the truck. Then across here, Aaron trying to get his vehicles in range, trying to let off some shots here against the Stormraven gunship. This is the pivotal unit here that's keeping the Blood Angels in the game. So 10 inches, an advanced move made, but slowed down. Only 6-inch move. And then a 4 rolled for movement or for advancing, just because of the damage it's taken, just on 2 wounds remaining. Ork boys have moved through. Gut Ripper, Gut Stitcher, and the Mega Knobs heading off towards the Scouts. If only they knew what's on the other side of the container there. And then 17 inches in total, 12-inch move plus 5-inch advance. That will get Aaron just about 1.5 inches in range of firing at the Stormraven gunship with his rocket shots. So advancing doesn't really matter. It's 6s to hit anyway. It's all re-rollable. Any 6s will generate extra shots, so re-rollable as well. So it's nasty firepower. It may well be the tank busters here that see the Orks through to victory here in this fight. It's very hard to get away from these tank busters. It's range 24, but with the truck, really it's range 36, if not more, if advanced moves are made. So a rapid anti-tank option there the Orks have. Movement done. Shooting phase next. Okay, let's do this. 8 shots, needing 6s.
2 6s there.
2 6s so far. Okay. It's all re-rollable, and Aaron is guaranteed 2 extra shots. He's got himself 2. This is Orks at work here. Yeah. He's got himself another 1, and he can re-roll those 3. Okay. Another 1. Oh, no. 6 hits. 3s to wound. The agony and the ecstasy here of this game. 3s.
That is
not all of them. 5. Oh dear. Bye bye, Stormraven. 12. No, I'm alright, I've got 14 wounds. No, I haven't got 11. Blast. The Stormraven's crashed out here, and I think that has killed off the will to live here for this Blood Angels army. Oh dear, tank busters. Good shooting, superb shooting from them. The Stormraven gunship is no more. All right, we'll let Aaron complete the rest of his firepower. Not much left, really. That was the big one, and it's been a mission success here. Stormraven gunship has been brought down. All right, so rest of the shooting here. A wound put on the Sanguinius priest. Characters starting to be picked on now. There's no screening units to protect them. And around here, one of the scouts picked off by a big shooter from on top of the yellow truck. That's shooting done. I don't think there's any charges here. No charges to take place. That'll be the end of turn 3 here for the Orks. So I'm going to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Blood Angels turn 4 here, because there's something I want to do here. You'll see. Okay, Blood Angels turn 4 coming up next. Alright, so the game's turned into just a bit of revenge here. So the scouts have moved round 6. So everything else is irrelevant now. I'm just going to do one last ditch attempt here to try and take on the Ripper. So 4 scouts left, a chainsword and a pistol with a sergeant, and then blades drawn with the others. So movement done. Going to go on to shooting phase. I'm going to throw a crack grenade at the Ripper here. So crack grenade, misses. Okay, right. And then some pistol shots come through. 2 hits. And I don't believe this. Okay, we'll rapidly go on to charges and Overwatch next. Okay, I didn't think he'd hit, but he has. He's got a 6 here with the rocket. That's a wound. So yeah, wound comes through. -2, so 6 up to keep this scout alive. No, he's been taken out by a rocket. There on Overwatch. Roll our charge distance. If I get double 1, I'll delete this scene here. Oh, it's a 1 and a 6. All right, so we've made it into close combat. Okay, so we've made it into combat there against the Ripper. Okay, so Sergeant here, we've got blades, lots of attacks here, you see. So 3s to hit. Okay. I'm going to need something really good here. 5s to wound becomes 4s to wound. Oh dear, 1 wound. Can we put a mark on the Ripper? And the answer is yes. A wound does correct. No, 6+ to ignore because of Gut Stitcher nearby. Alright, so we do put a mark on the Ripper. Okay, and then Aaron can finish the turn and the game by attacking back. 4 attacks. They've all hit. 2s to wound. They've all wounded. And that's the end of the scouts with a total of 16 damage being dealt out by the Ripper. What a way to finish the game. But Orks dominate the table here, and they have destroyed Blood Angel resistance. Great battle though, really enjoyable this one here, but Orks are triumphant. Alright, so great game this one. Always a good fight here, Blood Angels versus Orks, and it's proved to be a good one here again. This part one of our two-part epic encounter here. One of the best pile-ins I've seen in a game of 40k for a long time. Blood Angels stood a good chance there, but the Orks repulsed them in the end. We'll get an exact score now. We'll add up points. Orks are definitely won, but we'll see by what margin. Right, so we've got a final score here. 3 points to the Blood Angels. We've got first blood, and across there, one of the scouts survived. It's the one with the heavy bolter. You can see him just there. He survived from the Stormraven gunship, and he's on the objective, so he got 2 points for that one, so 3 points there. Orks control the main objective, the critical objective just there, 4 points. Zog controls another, and a truck off in the distance controls another, so that's 8. And then Slay the Warlord was achieved. Line Breaker was achieved by Zog as well. So 10-3 the final score, a convincing win for the Orks in the end. I think the Blood Angels do have a chance against the Orks here. Aaron agrees. Perhaps if we'd struck harder on turn 1 and had not rolled some blunderous dice, as we saw, Blood Angels may have stood a chance. So that gives the Blood Angels hope as we go into the second game. We plan to put that over onto the Plus channel, so if you want to see what happens in part 2, if the Blood Angels can get their revenge, or if it will be another Ork victory that will surge them ahead and put them in the lead here in Season 7, then check that out on the Plus channel. The link will be in the video description below. But in this episode here, part 1, the Orks are triumphant, and they celebrate here as Gut Ripper brings about another great victory for his Ork mob. So thanks to Aaron Allen for taking part here and for commanding the Orks. I think he's enjoyed himself here, and he's led the Orks to glorious victory. Great game, thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Okay, so just discussing units of the game. Options for both sides here. Despite the Blood Angels losing, a number of their units did excel here in this game. I've got a difficult choice to make here. The Librarian Dreadnought performed very well, smashing open the Battle Wagon, but also Lazarus Dawnhammer. Some deadly combats from him, fighting twice, took out multiple units there. I think... going to give it to Lazarus. I think he's edged it here just with the sheer amount of damage that he caused. So I'm going to give it to him, but a very, very close second for the Librarian Dreadnought. Two very nasty units that the Blood Angels have, and no doubt will prove useful in the second episode. And then for the Orks, a number of options, but Aaron's going to give it to the Tank Busters. They were not dealt with by the Blood Angels, and their firepower, amongst other things, in the end, helped to bring down the last Stormraven, and that sealed the game here for the Orks. So that's units of the game for both sides.